Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm here with a new reaction video for you guys, and today we are going to be checking out the music video for Columbine by SKYND. This is a bit of like a full circle moment because my first two reaction videos that I have up on this channel are reactions to SKYND's music. The first one that I did was a reaction to the entirety of the Chapter 1 EP, and then the second reaction video that I did was for the music video for their song Tyler Hadley. And yeah, I've got reaction videos to all of their music videos that they've released so far now, except for Jim Jones, because I discovered them through Jim Jones, and I found out about this band before I started doing these reaction videos, so I don't have one up for Jim Jones. I might do one in the future at some point in time, but there's no telling when that'll happen. I actually filmed a reaction video to this the day that it dropped, which this dropped on the 9th of October. For one, as you'll come to find out in the reaction video that I'm going to be posting on Friday, for some reason, I could barely talk on Friday. If you watched my reaction video that I posted on Monday, which was for Abyss of Time by Epica, I mentioned in that video that I could barely talk for some reason that day. I don't know what was going on with my brain that day, but it just was not functioning properly. I wanted to like refilm this particular reaction video because I started out wanting to have like a deeper discussion about the song and the video in that original reaction video, but I decided not to do so. But since then, it's just like I really want to talk about it because I've had more time to actually take in the song and whatnot. And I think I'm going to start doing that from now on with SKYND's music in particular, just simply because not necessarily for the videos, well, maybe in some regards the videos, because there's just so much happening with their videos. There's so much information being put out and everything, and they're doing so much with their videos, because the songs themselves are quite simple, just putting it out there. Lyrically, they're simple. But the thing is, though, is that pairing them up with the music video brings everything together. Something that I really love about this song is the fact that the entire time that I'm listening to this song, because I mean I've been listening to this song like since I filmed that original reaction video, and something that I've noticed with this song is that for some reason, I don't know why, this song instills so much anxiety in me for some reason. I don't know what it is. This song just makes me extremely anxious. I don't know if maybe they played with infrasound with this particular song, or if it's just simply knowing what it's about that makes me very uncomfortable. I do not know. Because I'm not sure if the younger generation are nearly as aware of just like how big of a deal Columbine was to us. Because I mean, for those of you who don't know, I was born in 95, so I'm 25. Columbine was such a huge thing for us growing up. I mean, like, yeah, I was not even 4 years old when this happened, but it has made such a lasting impact on us, for my generation at least, and I don't know if the younger generation like feel the repercussions of it nearly as much as we do. For them, it's just like something that's of everyday life and everything, but for us, it has left like such a massive imprint on us. And so I'm not sure if it's because of that why the song makes me so uncomfortable, or if there's something that they've worked with the song that for some reason just further makes things even more uncomfortable and anxiety inducing. I'm just not entirely sure. And also, like, the writing on this song, like the first line of this song just like hits it out there that they're not exactly explicitly talking about Columbine, but they're addressing the US as a whole with this song. And it's within that first line, because one thing I love about SKYND's music, and a lot of people comment on this as well, is the fact that they always paint the killers as monsters, and they always pay respect to the victims. Their music is more so like a soundtrack to the events, and not necessarily talking about the killers or the victims themselves. And with this particular music video, they never do show the faces of the killers whatsoever, and you rarely even see the killers in general. Like, the video mainly focuses on the victims involved and everything with this to show like just how terrifying this incident was. But the thing is though is that because of the fact that they don't really focus that much on the killers in the video, it's a bit eye-opening to the fact that this song isn't necessarily about Columbine, but is more so a social commentary on what's going on here in the US. Because, I mean, like, gun control is a huge issue here in the US. Because, I mean, like, school shootings have been ravaging this country for so many years, and it took a pandemic to stop them from happening. And who knows, like, once schools finally open up again full force, like, is this going to continue happening? Most likely. And going back to like the song and everything, and the opening line of this song, like, I'm gonna spoil it if you haven't heard the song yet, but the opening line of this song is "Public schools battlegrounds." That line hits so hard. I know I've been talking for a few minutes and whatnot before getting into like the actual reaction for this video. I've only watched the video that one time on the 9th, so I'm gonna like continue picking up on things and whatnot within the video and whatnot. But I've listened to the song, like I said, several times since then. I'm excited about this, but I'm also nervous because, like I said, for some reason this song just invokes a lot of anxiety with me. I don't know why, it just does. But we're gonna give it a go. But before we do so, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, and also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up because that'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below. And yeah, let's do this. I wonder if this is gonna be like their new like intro bit and everything, because I know like for the entirety of chapters 1 and 2's music videos, they had the same intro bit thing, like intro title card, but they changed it up with this one. But you see like the killers there, that's like one of the very few times you actually ever see them in this music video. Like I said, you never see their faces. Something that I love is that their front woman is just always hanging out in the background in this video. Like, the attention to detail in this music video is great. See this attention to detail right here. Like, Bill Saylor is just on this computer screen, just chilling, and it's always there, just hanging out in the background. I love the attention to detail with this video. And I love how the video is pretty much like a one-shot video as well. This video is just horrifying. video is just so real. And it's just absolutely horrifying. This bit of the video is just wild to me. This is just this new look, like this edit to her iconic aesthetic is just slightly altered, and it's just still so horrifying. And in fact, like, this look is even more horrifying than the other ones. But like I said, like, her and the other main member of the band, the two of them just exist in this video. They just exist. And it's so strange seeing that they just exist there. The production on the song is really great. I'm really excited to hear what all else they have in store for this upcoming release. I'm just very curious as to whom all else are going to talk about with this new release. And in a way, I'm both like shocked that they talked about Columbine, but at the same time, I mean, it makes sense. Because I mean, the whole purpose of their music is to touch on like true crime stories and to show to the world like real life monsters. For those of us like who went to public schools and everything in like the early 2000s, all the way up until like we graduated, Columbine was always something that was talked about. Like, it was always like hinted at and alluded at. I mean, I've experienced like Columbine's mark firsthand with going to school and like being in a public school and being alternative, because in my senior year of high school I found out that the administration had been spying on me and watching me and knew who I was. I was the good kid in school. Like, I never got in trouble. I never got written up. I never got sent to the principal's office. Yeah, the quiet kid, but that was just simply because I'm generally a quiet person in general, and who also just happens to be alternative and weird. But because of that, they wound up like honing in on me and watching me. And when I found out that that was happening and that it had been happening, it was so terrifying to me, because it's just like, they have been watching me for so long. And when I found out that they had been watching me, I just felt so uncomfortable, because it's just like, why are you guys watching me for? Why are you paying attention to me for? Like, clearly I'm not someone to worry about. So why are you focusing on me? And it made me feel so uncomfortable. And it's because of situations like Columbine. All the way from like 8th grade and then going into high school and being in high school altogether, I had always heard the phrase, always watch out for the quiet ones. Because you don't know what it is that they're thinking, and you don't know what it is that they're capable of. It just made me feel so uncomfortable that they possibly thought that I would become like the next Columbine shooter. And it made me just feel so uncomfortable because of that. All because of the fact that I was alternative and different. I can't even bear to imagine what like other alternative kids had to go through like since this happened. Like, I got off like pretty easily, but I'm sure that there are a whole bunch of other kids who did not get off as easily as I did. Although like Columbine is the title of the song and everything, and like there are hints to the fact that it was the Columbine shooting within the lyrics, overall it can be interpreted to work for so many different school shootings within the US, which is very, very sad, obviously. But there's a key thing to take note of with the video. Like, there's a quote at the end of the video and at the very top of the description box in this video: "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." And that is exactly what's going on here in the US and what has been going on here in the US. Like, you would think that after like so many different mass school shootings like Columbine, Kip Kinkle's case, the shooting that happened just like a couple of years ago, I can't remember what school it was. I know it was in Florida. Parkland school shooting. That's the one that I'm thinking of. Like I mentioned earlier, it took a pandemic to stop them, but does this mean that they're actually going to end here in the US? Most likely not, because gun reform is something that people don't want to do because so many stupid ass white people don't want to lose their guns because of the fact that it's in the Constitution. But things have changed so dramatically since that shit was written. You had to adapt and evolve, but these white people don't want to. They don't want to change, and it's part of the reason, it's a big reason why I want to leave this country, because it's just like, I'm terrified of guns. Like, if they can take away guns from everyone here in the US, I would be totally fine with that. I would be totally fine with that, and I would feel a bit more safer in this country. But I don't feel safe here at all for so many reasons. Like, guns is just part of it. Another part of it is because I know the police system here is corrupt. I know the justice system here is corrupt. And also with me being alternative, I know that I can easily be a target for people. Because I mean, like even though it didn't happen here in the US, the incident with Sophie Lancaster in the UK, for those of you who don't know her story, like, she was an alternative woman. Her and her fiance were just hanging out, walking down the street, and then like a group of Chads came up and jumped them. Like, her fiance wound up coming out of his coma and survived, but Sophie, she never woke up because she died from her injuries. If that can happen to someone, it can happen to me. And then on top of all of those things, I'm queer. And here in the US, especially here in the South, because I mean, I live in Atlanta, like, queer people are always getting attacked and everything. And so it's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. Do not feel safe here in this country. And if something were to happen to me, like, because of the fact that I'm queer, because of the fact that I'm alternative, especially because of the fact that I'm queer, do I think that the police system and the justice system are actually going to work with me to try to like keep me safe and try to like bring justice to me if something were to happen to me? Absolutely not. I do not believe for a second that that would be the case. Overall, like, the massive thing that comes from this song here is a discussion that needs to be had, and that is, are we just going to sit here and allow kids to be murdered on a regular basis? Or are we going to fucking do something about it?